Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here once again with my good friend Billy Nelson. Billy, before we start, you have a good Christmas? You have a good New Year, man?
Well, to be fair, I work every Christmas. I work in childcare, residential childcare, and for the last 23 out of the last 24 years, I've worked every Christmas and New Year. So I have a quiet New Year.
There you go then. That's the best way, mate. Best way to have a quiet one. Well, obviously you were meant to be out in France round about now to go and take Martin Bakole over there to fight Tony Yoka. It's been pushed back a little bit now. Probably good for you. Maybe is it good for you, bad for you, the preparation wise, or what's the score?
Well, in fairness, Martin would have been more than ready for the fight. But yeah, a couple of more weeks we can only help. I suppose I think we got 5 or 6 weeks notice for the fight. Ideally, you want 8, 9, 10 weeks, don't you? But we're more than happy. We've got a rough idea when the fight's going to be, and that's what we're targeting now. And Martin's back in training, not a Trojan just now.
Martin is one of them big names. Maybe Tony Yoka, he is an Olympic gold medalist, and it is a good scalp to have. And it's probably one of the fights that Martin needs at this stage of his career right now. In terms of Tony, is on that fringe. He is ranked in the governing bodies, so it's a good fight for Martin. So, what kind of statement do you have to go and make out in France come March?
We just need to go and beat them. It's as simple as that. I don't think we're going to get any favours with the judges. So if we stop them, that takes that out of their hands. But I'm looking for them to go over there and dominate every round, win every round, every 12 3-minute round, 10 3-minute rounds, win each and every round. I'm hoping there'll be some form of title attached to it, maybe a WBA title attached to it. That would be nice, because in the WBA ratings we're number 10 and Tony's number 15, so I would push our rankings up as well, I believe.
The heavyweight division landscape keeps changing, you know what I mean, with Usyk taking it off Joshua, Tyson Fury and Wilder and all that sort of stuff. You can't say the heavyweight division is back, but it's definitely it's good though. It's a good, exciting division to be in for heavyweights, because it was in that Klitschko era. You might say that the Klitschko held on the belts, and it was just them really. There wasn't many heavyweights coming through. But right now, you've got some great young talent coming through: Tony Yoka, Martin Bakole, Joe Joyce, Dubois. You've got Johnny Fisher and all that. These young, exciting fighters coming through in the heavyweight division. So it looks to be, for years to come, it's going to be a great division to be in, and it's good for Martin since he's quite still at a young age, isn't he? He's only 29 years old, so he's still got 5-6 years left in him.
Definitely. I mean, see, too much emphasis in boxers getting a defeat. Nothing wrong with getting a defeat. You learn so much from a defeat. Martin Bakole, I know we harp on about it. He had some serious personal issues before that fight, but see that defeat. That's brought him on bundles, so it has. He never wants to experience that feeling again. And I mean, you've got to admire somebody like Hughie Fury. He's went and fought Parker, Pavotkin, and you know what I mean. Guys are Dylan Whyte avoided fighting Puev. Parker's a ex-world champion, and who was the other one we said? Pavotkin. What a fighter he! I mean, look what he done to Dylan Whyte. And there's an argument for Hughie to beat Parker, but I actually thought he won the fight. And he was only a kid then. He was only 22, 23, 24. And he's getting better. He seems to be getting better and bigger and stronger. So, you know, he's another one that can't be dismissed. And I'm reading today that Sky want him to fight Derek Chisora. I actually think it's a very easy fight for Hughie Fury to win.
Staying on Martin, you mentioned about going over to France. It's going to be hard to get the decision over there. So will you be looking for the knockout, maybe going in? Because you mentioned winning rounds and stuff. Like sometimes winning rounds convincingly, you still might not. We've seen dodgy scoring before in the past, but do you have to go out there, drop Yoka, hurt him, drop him again, drop him a third time, maybe get the fight stopped? Is that sort of like the game plan going in? I
mean, we know that the continent was renowned for bad decisions. I mean, I took Stephen Simmons to Germany on a Sauerland show, and I thought he won by 4 minimum 5 rounds. And there was 2 German judges, a German ref and a Danish judge. The Danish judge gave us it before rounds, and the 2 Germans gave it. It was a diabolical decision, absolutely scandalous. But we know that we're going to have to go there we're not going to be reckless. It's going to be educated pressure, and basically try and beat him up for 3 minutes 10 times.
What does this do for Martin's career? Do you think after this win you can get some of the guys in the top 10? Either the US fighters out there, do you know what I mean? There's some great fighters out there. Chisora, I know you've wanted that fight, you've wanted the Dillian Whyte fight. Would that set these possible matchups up if he goes in there and beats Yoka?
And in my opinion, Yoka's above Derek Chisora, and that's no slur on Derek Chisora. He's had a fantastic career. If Martin Bakole could walk away with what Chisora's got at the end of his career, I'd be over the moon for him. But too much emphasis has been put on Derek now. He's lost his last 3 fights. He's not in the top 15 any of the organisations, although he's number 7 in BoxRec somehow. I can't understand it myself. But you just ignore BoxRec. They've got Daniel Debo. The WBA have got Daniel Debo number 1, but he's number 15 or 16 in the BoxRec. How can that be? In the same way, Big Joe, and he's got a lower ranking in BoxRec than what he has in his organisation, the WBO. But Yoka's a good fight, a great fight at this stage for Martin, and I believe that potentially one other fight after this, and we could fight for the world title. It'll be I was going to say a bigger name, but in the WBA, you look at the top 15. There's not many bigger names than Yoka in it. Daniel Debo would get knocked out with Martin Bakole, pure and simple. It would, they've sparred many times, and it's a different level. He's number 1 with the WBA. Michael Hunter's there. I would love to get that fight. Martin would love to get that fight. If we could get that after Yoka, just to right or wrong, get that out the way. But whoever, hopefully 1 or 2 fights tops after Yoka. If come through the Yoka fight, 1 or 2 fights, and you're looking to fight for a world title.
It's quite hard though with these rematch clauses in some of these world title fights. I mean, Joshua's got his rematch against Usyk, and who knows what the Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury thing, if that comes along. They're asking for an 80-20 split, which I'm going to get your thoughts on. But like I said to you, sometimes it's hard because there is these mandatory challengers, then you get the rematch clauses, so it's hard it's a long waiting game, some might say, to get into that position. You need to get into that mandatory position, and again, even if you do become mandatory, there's the rematch clauses which holds on to the belts a little bit longer for you to get it's a long game. Are you and Martin prepared to wait and try and get into that mandatory position?
If you've got to wait, you've got to wait. The thing is, there should be no rematches on mandatories. Bottom line, what about the guy that's number 2, 3, 4, 5? When did they get a chance? I mean, the titles have been tied up for way too long now, and hopefully Tyson Fury probably wins them all, or Usyk wins them all, and then they can't. Somebody's going to win them all, right? Somebody will win them all, and then they can't do all the mandatories. So they're going to have to give up 1 or 2 at least, and that'll be another 3 champions again, and hopefully we'll be in a position to fight for one of those.
You said Tyson Fury or Usyk wins them all. Who wins out of them two? I know they met each other in New York on the Top Rank show out there in New York in December and stuff like that, and you know what I mean, it was good for the fans to see them two together because they are the only 2 heavyweight champions in the world. Who wins that fight for you?
In all honesty, I think there's utmost respect between the 2 of them, and that's a real tight fight, that, because he's so clever. People don't appreciate the skills that Usyk's got, as well as Tyson Fury's got obviously a great skill set. I just don't know. It's one I wouldn't like to call. If I was given £100,000 to have a free bet on it, I'd be half guessing. That's the truth.
Sometimes they say a good big man always beats a good little man. Can you see that here? Tyson Fury's obviously got the size, he's got the skill set. Some might say like Usyk in terms of he can switch hit a little bit. He does have the side to side head movement a lot, but he is the bigger man, and he's proven that he can bang as well, Tyson Fury. So is this the case of big man beats a good little man?
No, that's not the case, no. Because Usyk's skill set is supreme, as is Lomachenko's, so I really don't know. If I was pushed, I would have to say Tyson, purely with the size aspect. It all depends what his tactics were. He'd need to lean on him, and you need to get close enough to do that. And not get caught in, get caught coming in, and him moving off while you're trying to land, maybe on the way in.
I want to get your thoughts then on this 80-20 split. Have you heard about that with Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury? Dillian obviously thinks that he's worth more than 20. Who might say he's right in that, but what are your thoughts on that? Is that a fair split for a shot at the WBC title on the Ring Magazine belts?
Well, I think rules are rules, and the organisation says that your purse gets based on your last 3 declared purses. So whatever his last 3 declared purses were equate to 20%. So if it's 20%, it's 20%, or they go to arbitration, don't they? I hope they don't go to arbitration, because that wasted 4 or 5 months, 6 months of Tyson Fury and Wilder's careers. I hope that doesn't happen to Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury again. And quite rightly so. If it did go to arbitration, Tyson Fury's going to have a fight in interim.
Well, Bob Arum, I think he said Andrew Ruiz in America or Robert Helenius in Manchester will be, if the Dillian Whyte fight doesn't happen, it won't be for the WBC belt, but he does fight either, and I think it was Andy Ruiz, I hope I'm right in saying that, out in America in Las Vegas, or he has a homecoming against Robert Helenius. Can you argue with that? Helenius.
Go for Helenius at home, keep a crowd. I mean, he's not going to fight many more fights, I wouldn't imagine. So give the crowd a... And when he does fight the bigger fights, you would have to think they'll go to America, even the Usyk fight. So Robert Helenius in Manchester, I would like to see.
Finally, Billy, then one final one. I think a lot of people would like to. I like the fact that you said you would like the Hunter fight after Yoka, but you do have Yoka ahead of you in March. So what can the fans expect from Martin and yourself come March?
Well, nothing for me.
You've got the game plan, come on.
I've got the game plan, but he's implementing it. I think it'll be a fantastic fight, I really do. I think their styles will gel. I'm really looking forward to testing my boxing knowledge against Virgil Hunter, because a friend of Virgil Hunter's, we met when he used to train Amir Khan down in Bolton. We've sat in the same hotel and had dinner together. Really nice man, very educated. And I'm really looking forward to the fight. This is what we've been striving for 3.5 years. I know I've been very vocal about Martin, but I've had to be, because he's an African that sells 0 tickets, and he's now number 10 in the world. Who would have thought that 3.5 years ago? I remember somebody, a fellow professional boxer, calling him, before he knew how good he was, certainly before he sparred him, he was calling him an African plumber. Well, he's far from that, as you all know now.
Well, this is a final word. I told you about the news about Cash for retirement today. Just a quick word on Cash.
Devastated for him. Absolutely devastated. That guy is a class act. What a boxer. One of the best boxers that came through my gym door, for some sparring. Gutted for his coach, who's a fantastic up-and-coming Scottish coach, Craig, and I'm gutted for all concerned. Ian Wilson as well, because I know how highly and how close he is to Cash. And I'm sure that I'm the same as everybody in Scottish boxing, wishes him all the best in whatever he does in the future.
Definitely, I echo that as well, man, because Cash he's always gave me his time, and he's a gentleman outside the gym as well. He's a great guy. Billy, as always, thank you so much for doing this on IFL TV. I might see if, obviously Martin's not here just now, his wee one's not feeling too great, so daddy duties is on call, but Thor's here, so I'll probably grab a quick word with him. And listen, as always, thank you so much. Get the fist bump, don't leave me hanging this back up, because obviously I heard a little whisper about you going in some sort of Hall of Fame or something like that. Are you that legendary, Billy? Are you that legendary? Just you tell me what's happened.
No, I mean, I get told about 6 or 7 weeks ago that I'll be getting inducted into the British Hall of Fame with ex-boxers in September, and I have to attend a ceremony in September down in London. What a thrilled over the moon, couldn't believe it.
Well, there you go. Do you think that's you've been recognised a little bit more now? I mean, because you're on Green Gears, which is the middle of nowhere. Nobody comes to this gym. Oh, I know, I'm winding you up, but it's good for yourself. You've been in the game a long time, and do you know what I mean? You've trained some of the best guys, and Ricky Burns back when he fought Terence Crawford, all the best and stuff like that. So you've trained the best, you've been with the best. You're now training Big Thor, Martin Bakole. You've had some great Scottish fighters come through your door, and Stephen Simmons and all the rest of it. So I mean, congratulations to you. But again, you're ecstatic, as you just said there.
No, I'm thrilled. It's nice to be recognised with your fellow professionals, and I'm really honoured that they've selected us to be inducted into the ex-boxers British Hall of Fame. So I'm looking forward to September. I've got a table at 10 and we'll go down there and have a right good night.
You've not got 10 friends, so I'll be there. I'll be on that table, trust me. Billy, thank you so much, man, and congratulations on that. Well done, man.
Thanks. Thank you.
Cheers, Billy.